Welcome to Eastern Connecticut State University. In an effort to ensure everyone's safety, please take notice of the primary field exits located where you entered and to the rear of the commencement seating area. There are secondary exits located in all directions. In the event of a campus emergency, please follow the instructions of the University Police Department or commencement officials. To report an emergency, please dial 911. Good afternoon. I now declare that all are assembled for the Graduate Division Commencement of Eastern Connecticut State University. My name is Steve Ferrucci, and I'm the President of the University Senate. To open this ceremony, will all please stand and remain standing through America the Beautiful. And now to sing America the Beautiful, I call on Michaela Grimaldi, and Fallon Mikalski, accompanied by pianist David Bayena. Thank you, that was beautiful. Please remain standing as the governor's foot guard departs. Thank you, Staff Sergeant Russell Skoll and Sergeant Ed Morales. Please be seated. Dr. Nunez, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the Graduate Division's graduating class of 2021.
Thank you, Grand Marshal Ferrucci. On behalf of the university, I acknowledge the master's graduates and extend congratulations to the class of 2021. What a beautiful day this is, and how proud we are of each of you. But first, graduates, help me thank the people who helped you get here. So I'm going to turn to the family and friends and ask, will the spouses, partners, brothers and sisters, friends and children Please stand so we can say thank you. No one gets here by themselves. We stand on the shoulders of all the people who love us. We want to thank and congratulate any graduates and their families who are watching this ceremony live on YouTube. Many people could not attend because of the COVID crisis. We wish you could be here in person, but we are happy you are able to be with us virtually. Welcome to the graduate celebration of the 131st commencement of Eastern Connecticut State University, Connecticut's only public liberal arts university. Graduates, this is a time you will remember for years to come, for it is today that you are recognized as a master of your field. Welcome to these proceedings.
It is my pleasure to introduce the platform party, the faculty hooders, and today's reader. I will ask them to stand as introduced and ask you to hold your applause. They are sitting both on the platform and on the field in order to maintain social distance. From my left, in the back row, Dr. Carmen Sid, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Elizabeth Scott, Dean of School of Education and Professional Studies and Graduate Division. And Reverend Rick Haverly, Foundation for Campus Ministry. From my left in the front row, Dr. Elsa Nunez, President, Ms. Mariam Elahi, Honorary Degree Recipient and Commencement Speaker, and Dr. William Salka, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. I ask those on the platform to remain standing, and the additional participants in the front row, please stand as I call your name. They are Dean Chris Drury, Mr. Joseph McGann, Dr. Wayne Buck, Dr. Mo Rujab, Dr. Mark Fabrizi, and Dr. David Stoloff. Please join me in applauding our distinguished guests. Thank you. Now I am pleased to introduce Ms. Alexis Maria Bois, who is receiving a master's in secondary education, who will address the graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Ferrucci. Good afternoon and welcome. My time at Eastern starts 4 years ago as an undergraduate. How so many wonderful experiences have fit in just a short amount of time, I will never know. But I do know that I have the hardworking, dedicated faculty and the extraordinary student body to thank for it. They are the reason why I chose to return to Eastern for my graduate studies. And I can wholeheartedly say that that choice has been rewarded tenfold. Often, I have been asked why I want to be a teacher, by family, by friends, by teachers, professors, and administrators. Sometimes with genuine interest, and others with skepticism and puzzlement. Every time, my answer is different. Not because the previous answers are untrue, but because that truth has shifted with each new experience. I am not the same person I was at the beginning of the year, nor even the beginning of the semester. And, I'll bet, neither are any of you. We began this year uncertain of what the future would hold. Each of us has faced our own hardships during this pandemic. We have seen no shortage of broken expectations. Nothing has been as it seems, and even the strongest, unchanging pillars of our lives have been weathered down. And yet, in the aftermath of everything, I do not see the weary and downtrodden. but instead eyes bright with hope and teeming with dreams of the future. In this victory, I am reminded of these words by Elizabeth George Spear. How right, how incredibly, utterly right, and how impossible. These same words lay in the front cover of a book, surrounded by the shaky, awkward, priceless signatures of my first students. Now I offer them to you, for it seems right, incredibly and utterly so, that we should be here at the end of what most would consider an impossible year. We have become masters of navigating change, attending classes through computer screens, wrapped in mind-numbing isolation from our classmates and professors. We know firsthand the stress of negotiating hybrid courses, relying on none too reliable technology. We have risen to the challenges of balancing work, family, and education, ever striving for more, for better. Now, more than ever, we are reminded of the power of change and the choice for growth. We are reminded of the fragility of our expectations we have, of the world, of our nation, of others, and of ourselves. We are reminded of the importance of community, compassion, and unity. Nevertheless, despite all the struggle, the loss, the late nights, the worry, we are here, at the end of a journey teeming with adversity, met each step of the way with tenacity, courage, and ingenuity. And so, remember, we are not being given a degree, a career, a purpose. We have, by all rights, earned it. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Bois. May I ask the class of 2021 to help me thank the faculty of Eastern Connecticut State University for their hard work, commitment, and dedication to each of you. Thank you to the faculty. I would now like to recognize Ms. Miriam Elahi, President and CEO of the Community Foundation of Eastern Connecticut, for the purpose of awarding her an honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Ms. Elahi has been a leader in the field of international human rights throughout her entire career, working with the Open Society Foundation, Amnesty International, and the American Bar Association. Ms. Elahi is no stranger to a college campus, as she has brought her expertise and experience to the college classroom, having taught both at Trinity College and Oxford University. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to have her here today. Please join me at the podium. Thank you. Now, I will ask Dr. William Salka, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to come forward to read the citation for the degree.
Miriam Elahi, Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters. Whereas, Ms. Miriam Elahi is President and CEO of the Community Foundation of Eastern Connecticut, and whereas Ms. Elahi has provided exemplary service to the field of international human rights for more than 25 years as an advocate, teacher, and grant maker, and whereas Ms. Elahi has held leadership positions in the International Women's Program at the Open Society Foundations in New York City, at Amnesty International, and as chair of the International Human Rights Committee of the American Bar Association. And whereas Ms. Elahi was the founding director of the Human Rights Program at Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut, establishing the first undergraduate college human rights program in the United States. And whereas Ms. Elahi has taught courses on international human rights law at Trinity College, as well as at the Oxford University Summer International Human Rights Program. And whereas Ms. Elahi is a graduate of the Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy at Tufts University, Boston College Law School, and Williams College, Therefore, be it resolved that on this day, the 15th of May, 2021, Eastern Connecticut State University hereby presents Miss Miriam Elahi an honorary degree of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all of the honors, rights, and privileges appertaining thereto.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, the Board of Regents concurring, I confer upon you the degree, Doctorate of Humane Letters, and invest with you all the rights, privileges pertaining thereunto. In token thereof, I hand to you the diploma and direct that you be vested with the hood appropriate to your degree. Congratulations, Dr. Elahi.
Hello. President Nunez, distinguished members of the Board of Regents, esteemed faculty and guests, proud family members, and you amazing graduates of the class of 2021. It is my honor and great privilege to join you here today as an honorary degree recipient and graduation speaker. I am so very proud to receive this recognition from Eastern Connecticut State University. This university is especially close to my heart for supporting the dreamers to evolve into the doers. Dear graduates, congratulations. Your hard work and the support of those who love you paid off. This is your moment. Seize it. You are the leaders, no longer of tomorrow, but of today. You have earned graduate degrees that will open doors. You have tremendous opportunities and responsibilities before you. Be true to your aspirations and principles. I don't need to remind you that we are living in extraordinary times. Those of us here today are the fortunate ones who have survived the global pandemic that has decimated millions of people around the world. Over 3 million people globally and nearly 600,000 people in the United States have perished as a result of this pandemic. My heart goes out to all of you who have lost a loved one. Here in the United States, we also face another crisis. A deep-rooted systemic racism which has created and exacerbated inequities over centuries. And gender equality and rights has a ways to go. We have so much work to do together to create a society where we all have equal rights and opportunities. Together, we can build this democracy. If nothing else, this last year opened our eyes to the power of human resilience and resistance. We saw the strength of communities where people stood together in solidarity, supporting each other in times of crisis. These are the communities and nations that survive and thrive. My fellow graduates, let us today commit to accepting the call to action to reimagine and rebuild our communities on the foundations of justice and fairness. Let us embrace an optimistic vision of a society which is rooted in compassion, nourished by curiosity and love, and thrives because of a deep commitment to equality. Let us have a long-term vision for that beloved community that we seek to build, and with urgency, begin to sow the seeds for a better tomorrow, today. Our past is our legacy. It shapes us and we shape it. I will share 3 short stories with you that taught me valuable life lessons. In my senior year of college, I was active in the anti-apartheid movement. Political activism was very new to me. I had been a biology major and was aspiring to be a neurosurgeon. Learning of injustice and human rights violations changed my life and career trajectory. My college, like many, had deep investments in companies doing business in South Africa. The movement called for complete divestment from these companies. We learned many years later, after the apartheid regime had ended, that that was actually a very smart strategy. As students, we made our concerns known the way students did in those days, by occupying the Dean's Building, by going on hunger strike, and so forth. We spoke to the president and trustees about the immorality of supporting the apartheid regime. But they did not hear us. They informed us of the value of constructive engagement. I continued my activism. In the early 1990s, apartheid ended, and in 1994, Nelson Mandela was elected president of South Africa. He appointed an educator, Dr. Sheila Sisulu, to be the ambassador to the United States. At the time, I was working at Amnesty International in Washington, D.C., and received an invitation to a reception at the South African Embassy. As I walked in, as you can imagine, I felt a sea of emotion. I remembered that at one point in a demonstration, we had chained ourselves to the very gates of that embassy. I told Ambassador Sisulu how in all those years of activism, I had never imagined this moment. She said with a smile that lit up the room, "Thank you for all you did to protest the apartheid regime so that we can be here together inside the embassy." What did I learn? Follow your conscience and speak truth to power. No matter how steep the climb, don't be discouraged. Much too often, the road has many curves and setbacks. Persevere if the cause is just. Have a strategy and keep adjusting it as things change. Build coalitions. Keep your eyes on the prize. And don't ever allow the twin evils of apathy and cynicism into your soul. I will share two more stories. First, a lesson learned from my grandfather, who died a few months before I was born. My father told me this story when I was a little girl. At my grandfather's memorial service, my father, as the eldest, was greeting all the guests. He noticed a long line of men in rags standing to pay their respect. They were impoverished men in the neighborhood who worked sweeping the streets, cleaning the gutters, cobbling shoes, and other such various odd jobs. And they all said that when my grandfather received his pay, he would walk up to each and every one of them and say, "This is your share of my wages." And he would give them their share. My grandfather had been a prominent personality, but when he died, he did not have a cent to his name, as he shared his wealth while alive with others who were in need of support. My father followed in his footsteps. When I was a young teenager, he would take me to neighborhoods in Tehran that I would have otherwise never seen. Sewage was overflowing in the streets. I guess it was our version of townships, the segregated poor. My father wanted to ensure that my privileged education and social circle did not cloud my eyes and heart to the realities of life for so many. I remember on one such occasion, a small elderly woman was carrying a very large bag of rice on her back. She was bent over. hardly able to step forward. My father, a tall man, bent down and said, "Sister, please permit me to carry your rice for you." He did. We followed her to the decrepit two walls she called home. I still recall that smell of decay. I was horrified and so uncomfortable. Why was I there? What did this have to do with me? My dad was patient. He said, "You have to learn to love every person as though they're your brother or sister." What lesson did I learn from my father and grandfather? Take care of people in your community. Acknowledge that with status and education, there comes the responsibility to give back. Try to understand the circumstances of those less fortunate than yourself. As many of you know, life is not easy for everyone, and some have more help than others navigating life's challenges. My dad often said, "If we love every child like it is ours, we will do well." Dear graduates, what do you want your legacy to be? Think about it. Be authentic to yourself. Be open to ideas and challenges. And more important, be courageous. Use your hard-earned education to stand up for what is right and just. Live a life that brings joy to yourself and to those around you. Lead with compassion, and you will make an indelible mark on your community. Now go forth and make our world a magnificent place.
Thank you, Dr. Elahi, for those inspiring words. Today, I congratulate each of you, those of you earning an accounting degree or an education degree or a degree in organizational management. We have over 100 people receiving their master's degree this year. I especially want to thank again the families of our degree candidates for joining us to celebrate this special occasion. Sharing this day with you is one more gift to all of us as we begin to rise above the darkness of COVID-19. What do accountants, educators, and managers have in common? Well, the accountants, educators, and managers graduating from Eastern Connecticut State University share several things in common. First, all of you have benefited from being taught by Eastern's faculty experts. Your professional degree has been enriched by Eastern's liberal arts values and educational approach. In pursuing professional careers, you have also made a commitment to making a contribution to your local community, as Dr. Elahi said, and to society in general. Most of you live in Connecticut and are supporting the well-being and the economic prosperity of our great state. You are self-disciplined, highly motivated, and make us all very, very proud. Going to college at any time of one's life, regardless of circumstances, is a big undertaking. I know that many of our graduates today have earned their degrees while working full-time, either as school teachers or in other professional settings. You have been juggling work, school, family responsibilities, and other obligations in the midst of the world's greatest pandemic in its history. You are motivated, you have grit. In some ways, the graduate degree you are earning today is a greater source of pride and sense of accomplishment than your undergraduate degree because you accomplished so much under all of this adversity. Completing your master's program is a symbol of your commitment to lifelong learning and an opportunity for you to make even a greater contribution in your jobs and communities with the knowledge and skills that you have developed here at Eastern. While your earning potential may not be the first measure on your list of how successful you are, it is known in the Georgetown Center on Education and the Workforce Report that that found that among 15 fields of study they analyzed, the median earnings of those who graduate with a graduate degree are 40% higher than those who only have a bachelor's degree. I hope your graduate degree from Eastern provides many rewards, both financial and otherwise, as you continue your career. Eastern is holding today its 131st commencement. For half of our existence, since 1958, we have offered a master's program in education. That is certainly fitting, as education has always been at the core of our mission. Whether preparing future teachers, providing certification opportunities, or offering master's level degrees, or improving pedagogy on our campus in 40 disciplines, we are focused at Eastern on teaching. That is why so many Eastern graduates, both undergraduates and teaching professionals, return to Eastern to get their master's degree. They end up earning Teacher of the Year awards over and over again across Connecticut. We also prepare outstanding principals, superintendents, and other educational professions in our programs. I also want to recognize our graduates in organizational management program. Many students in the program are successful managers, and they're on their way up their professional ladder. Others work and live throughout Connecticut and are raising families as well. To all of you, congratulations on working hard to expand your skills as leaders in your own workplace. And finally, to our accounting graduates, I say well done. You are accountants that are liberally educated. You are the 6th graduating class of this important program designed to prepare students for the CPA exam. Accounting is one of the 20th fastest growing occupations in America, and we all know you have a very bright future ahead. All of you, regardless of your major, have climbed a big mountain this year. You now share resolve and strength of heart that confirms each of you, by yourselves or united with each other. You can meet any challenge because you have determination and grit. You can also stare adversity in its face and stand tall in its wake. The American author Jodi Picoult has written, "The human capacity for burden is like bamboo, far more flexible than you'd ever believe at first glance." The great British Prime Minister Winston Churchill said it more bluntly, "When you are going through hell, keep going." Christopher Reeve, the actor who played Superman before a horse riding accident left him paralyzed, wrote, "A hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles." Each of you has persevered. Each of you has strength to keep going. Each of you can overcome obstacles, as you have learned this year. You are like bamboo. You bend, but you do not break. Use your growing resilience to make a special contribution to your profession and your community. Our campus community at Eastern will follow your success, and we'll take pride in it, knowing how special you are as a graduate of Eastern. We will never forget you. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Dr. Nunez. I call on Dr. William Salka to present the degree candidates.
President Nunez, we have come to the principal reason why we are here today: the hooding and awarding of degrees to those student candidates who have met the academic degree requirements established by the faculty of the Graduate Division. Graduate students have already moved their tassels by virtue of their baccalaureate degree, so we provide them with another symbol of their accomplishment: an academic hood. The hood color varies by program and university granting the degree. Those in our education programs have light blue silk inside their hoods. Those in our business programs have drab silk inside their hoods, and they all have Eastern blue and white outside of their hoods. You will note that the students entered carrying their hoods. Before they come onto the stage, they will be hooded by Eastern faculty at the station to my right. Once hooded, each student will cross the stage to receive a diploma from President Nunez. On behalf of the university faculty, it is my great pleasure to present the Graduate Division's graduating class of 2021. These candidates have fulfilled the requirements of the university as approved by the Board of Regents. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science please rise?
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I confer upon you the degree Master of Science, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining thereto. Congratulations.
The marshals will now guide you to the hooding station to be hooded and to the platform to receive your diplomas.
Adam Mark Coley. Caitlin Ann Stokes. Catherine Nicole Gowishnak. Nicole Marcoux. Andrew V. Morrison. Maxwell Joseph Greenhut Snyder. Justine Morgaine Belda. Amy Lopez. Sarah Britton. Maribel Sanchez. Nadina Binji Henry. Kaylee Jane Vera. Alexi Maria Buwa. Carly Marie Perrin. Rocio Tanoco. James J. Christopher. Katie Lynn Castanguay. Nadia Ima. Adriana Lee Arocho. Fallon Paige Mikowski. Olivia Cox. Kara Ann Coaches. Ashley Ann Smith. Katrina Beth Wheeler. Erica Marie Paremba. Melissa Beth Terry. Jordan Lynn Santerre. Jessica Allen. Jared Kronk. Ashley Main. Ryan William Hogarth Zielman. Mark Anthony Sophia. Charlie Rose Petrick. Felicity Maria DeAndrade. Kristen Thompson. Lacey Ann Haskell. Jacob Daniel Houlihan. Benjamin T. Edson. Alyssa Ryan. Tyler Russell Hubley. Shane Farelli. Robin A. La Rochelle. Jason B. Kilgus. Aaron Matthew DiGaetano. Megan Jones. Amanda Lenk. Sarah Hale Rand. Tiffany Amber Cologne. Kaylin Veltim. Heather Ann May Standish. Abigail Paige Sturpka. Shannon Healy. Sarah Mastriani. Sean Michael Sharp. Julia Thurston. Alberto Soto. Amaya Jackson Ward. Brittany Romanello. Faith Mumbwa Kyoko. Thank you. Shannon Carroll.
Congratulations, class of 2021.
Will all please rise as Mr. Haverly pronounces the benediction to the graduates.
Congratulations to the class of 2021 on achieving your advanced degrees, and as things start to open up with vaccines and present new possibilities, I hope that you have new possibilities in your professional life opening up as a result of the degrees that you have achieved and have been recognized today. For our parting words, to the class of 2021, draw courage from your accomplishments at Eastern Connecticut State University. May the relationships you have made and the mentors of faculty that you have enjoyed sustain you and last into your future. May you always have a support system like you have that helps you accomplish this degree as you move forward throughout your life. May the knowledge and skills you have gained at Eastern equip you for the challenges and opportunities ahead. And may you continue to learn and grow. Go to diverse communities and involve yourself in actions of justice and love. And may the divine hold you, bless you, and go before you, now and forevermore. Amen. And congratulations again.
Thank you, Reverend Haverly. Please remain standing as the Governor's Foot Guard returns. As we come to the end of these proceedings, for everyone's safety, I ask that you please remain at your seat until the recessional is completed and all the graduates have processed out. And now, I declare the graduate commencement concluded.